We're here because there's a political process taking place here tonight, and we need you to help us give a message to those people arriving, the city councilmen and women who will be taking part of the shortly to take part of the meeting tonight. We've prepared talking points for them, and I'm going to read you just a bit of it. It says, "We, the people of Santa Monica and the members of the Santa Monica City, ask the members of the Santa Monica City Council to please uphold your pledge. When you took your oath of office, you pledged to defend the U.S. Constitution. With that Constitution in peril, your pledge binds you to act." And it has many more talking points from an article in just last week's local paper about the cost of this war to this municipality, which is currently up over $145 million, not to mention the human cost, the cost in lost services, the fact that our National Guard is not here. The bulk of it is not here. And so it says, it can no longer be denied that the actions of a rogue administration in Washington are having profoundly harmful local consequences, affecting the well-being of the citizens you serve and endangering their constitutional rights, which you have sworn to protect. Your official duty compels you to use your assigned powers by passing a city resolution that encourages the state legislature, in turn, to perform its constitutional duty, calling upon Congress to impeach President Bush and Vice President Cheney.
I just want to say one thing. I tried to get this on the agenda. The mayor said no. He said it wasn't in the purview, and yet, after a real rigorous time, he did change his vote and vote with us against the war when we brought some students in from Santa Monica High. So when he says that some of these issues that deal with nationally are not in the purview, he did vote rightly against the war. So he's being inconsistent here. We had a private meeting with him. I want to thank Marcy Winograd and Stephen Rohde and Julie Lopez-Dodd for the Democratic Club for giving of their time and meeting at a restaurant in Santa Monica to try to convince Mayor Richard Bloom to do the right thing. But it's going to take all of you. He's convincible. We did it on the war issue, but he's going to have to get hundreds of emails and letters. And I know the Democratic clubs on top of it, and progressive Democrats of LA, and everyone.
Impeach now! Protect our rights, 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 impeach.
I said I'm not confused about the issue of impeachment. It's as local as my right hand. Because when I was sworn into office, I raised my right hand, and I took an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Now, if the people of Santa Monica petition this city council and convince me that the Constitution of the United States is under attack, I believe I am obligated to act. And I shall.
This is the Constitution of the United States. Marcy Winograd knows this document because the day that she officially announced her run for Congress, I tendered the Constitution into her trust, where she held it proudly and did all of us proud in her campaign against Jane Harman. And I can never allow an event to go by without acknowledging that great effort of hers. And now her effort to constantly, regularly, repeatedly, and consistently draw us together around this call for impeachment. So I tender this in her hands, but for all of you, that in this next year and a half, to truly believe in the Constitution, you have to act like you believe in it. You've got to organize around it, and you've got to do the right thing by bringing meaning to those words, which I want to talk about in detail: high crimes and misdemeanors.
That's right.
Now, I want you to know that anybody who questions you about whether there are grounds for impeachment has not been alive and awake for the last 6 years.
I just want to thank each and every person that's here, first of all. A number of you told me to expect a maximum of 10 to 15 people. I've counted at least 82 people here. This is fantastic. It was put together in the space of a couple days. There is a national movement going around this country. This morning I was on the phone with Elizabeth Holtzman, who's a former congresswoman on the East Coast. She's in New York City. And in Vermont, Wisconsin, Utah, Colorado. I mean, throughout the entire country, there are people like you, like each and every one of you, getting together, organizing, vocalizing their dissent, their disgust with what's happening in Iraq and around this country. Steve Brody did an excellent job articulating just 5 or 6 of the obvious articles, of impeachment. Each one of them could pass without a doubt as a high crime and misdemeanor. They have impeached 3 presidents in this country, Johnson, Nixon, and Clinton, for far less than what this administration has done. The reputation of the United States lies shredded around the world. And I know every single one of you is angry, is disgusted, is furious at what's happening to your country and the reputation of your country around the world. Every day you turn on the TV set, 5 to 10 innocent Americans dead, men and women. 50 to 100, 150 Iraqis dead every single day. And what do we get? What does the media, our government talk to us about? Paris Hilton, Britney Spears, Anna Nicole Smith, lower taxes, etc. No, enough is enough. The military-industrial complex, congressional complex, has taken control of this country. And it's time for the people to stand up. And it's finally happening. Long overdue, Kevin.
Power to the people, man.
Long overdue, but it's happening. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. There are close to 100 people here. I hope this continues. I want to announce to everybody that there's a new impeachment center in Los Angeles. And there are flyers here. I'll give them to you. Just come up to me. On July 4th at 11 a.m., the Peace Center at Crescent Heights and 3rd Street becomes the impeachment center. A declaration of democracy across this country, certainly across this city, is ringing out around the nation on July 4th.
Just today, I don't know if anyone has spoken of this, Waxman's committee is hearing about the fact that the handful of Republican National Committee computers that had RNC email addresses so that Karl Rove, the political director, and a handful of others could do business with the RNC under White House roof, but separate from government business. That handful of people who had those addresses turns out to be now 91 people in the White House. I didn't know 91 people could fit in the White House staff, but I guess with the basements they can. There is testimony that it was a handful. There was testimony that it was only RNC. They found a lot of emails with .gov at the end of it, and that means it's from the White House to a government employee, not an RNC employee. So this may be Watergate summer, people, but not without the pressure. As we know, many things have been discovered and nothing has been done. So it is really important. I call it normalizing impeachment. It's just like mom and apple pie and impeachment. Okay? Because it's the Constitution, and the Constitution is what we bequeath to future generations of Americans. The rights that we have lived with, the country that we know, is based on the Constitution. We're a human family, but our Constitution is unique, and it is to be admired, and it is for us now to preserve it.
Impeachment is a local issue. Impeachment is a local issue. Impeachment is a local issue.